Om. 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 Shri Gurubhyo
श्रीगुरुभ्यो
Namaha.
नमः।
Harihi
हरे
Om. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha. Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vakratunda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprabha. Nirvignam Guru Me Deva, Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Saraswati Namastubhyam, Varade Kamarupini. Vidyarambham Karishyami. सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा चलिए वर्स नंबर 62. So 62 says प्रकृत्या रक्तायास्तव सुदति दंत छदरुचे प्रकृत्या रक्तायास्तव सुदतिदन्तच्छदरुचे प्रवक्ष्ये सादृश्यं जनयतु फलं विद्रुमलता प्रवक्ष्ये सादृश्यं जनयतु फलं विद्रुमलता प्रकृत्या रक्तायास्तव सुदतिदन्तच्छदरुचे प्रवक्ष्ये सादृश्यं जनयतु फलं विद्रुमलता न बिंबम तद्बिंब न बिंबम तद्बिंब प्रतिफलन फलन फलन रागादरुणितम न बिंबम तद्बिंब प्रतिफलनारागादरुणितम तुला मध्यारोढुं कथमिव विलज्जते कलया तुला मध्यारोढुं कथमिव विलज्जते विलज्जेत कलया न बिंबम तद्बिंब प्रतिफलन रागादरुणितम तुला मध्यारोढुं कथमिव विलज्जेत कलया प्रकृत्या रक्तायास्तव सुदतिदन्तच्छदरुचे प्रवक्ष्ये सादृश्यं जनयतु फलं विद्रुमलता न बिंबम तद्बिंब प्रतिफलना फलनरागादरुणितम् तुलामध्यारोढुं कथमिव विलज्जेत कलया प्रकृत्या meaning prakritya araktaya prakritya meaning natural araktaya meaning red so red of rakta obviously being red so prakritya natural red tava sudati your beautiful white teeth danta chada ruchehe ruche here meaning here the comes from the word ruchi so the beautiful and danta chada छद मीन्स जिससे छादन आच्छादन होता है जिससे कवरिंग होता है सो दंत दांत को आच्छादन कौन करता है दांत को आच्छादन करता है लिप्स so your beautiful lips dantachada right and ruchehe so here the parting of the lips pravakshe sadrishyam pravakshe sadrishyam to have to see or identify pravakshe the similarity janayatu phalam giving benefits vidrubalata coral creeper you know the creeper that is red in color coral creeper na bimbam the bimba fruit now bimba fruit it's called the orchid cactus it's the orchid cactus. It has a red colored fruit. And in Sanskrit literature, mostly with Kalidas, uh, we see, and other literature also, so the bimba fruit, the color of the bimba fruit is colored compared to the lips of a woman. The lip color of the lips, natural color of the lips of the woman. So here he's saying the bimba fruit. Tat bimba pratifalana ragat arunitam. That bimba fruit is red because of the redness of your lips. So anything that you see beautiful in nature is a reflection of your beauty. So he's saying tad bimba pratifalana ragat arunitam. Arunitam is the redness. That bimba's pratifalana, that reflection, ragat arunitam. Tulam adya rodhum. Adya rodhum means attaining that state of equality. Kathamiva, nevertheless. Vilajjeta kalaya is not embarrassed. Even kalaya, not even by a bit. So he's asking that See, if somebody today compares me and says, "Oh, you are like Shakespeare," right? मैंने सपोज एक नाटक लिखा और मुझे कोई आके बोलता है, अरे एकदम शेक्सपियर जैसा लिखा, then if I have genuinely put in my effort, then I will feel embarrassed. If I have not put in effort, if I have done chat GPT play, then I will feel very proud. अरे चलो सबको ठगा दिया. But if I have actually put in effort and I have actually made an effort, then if you are comparing me with somebody very great, I will actually start feeling embarrassed. Correct? So now, see, even when you go to the rishis and then you say, "Oh, uh, he's a Vyasa Muni." Then generally, if you see, most of these people, when you ask them to come on stage, and there is a Vyasa Pitha, they don't sit on the Vyasa Pitha; they sit next to it because they cannot compare themselves with Vyasa Muni. So here, Acharya is asking the bimba fruit, when it is compared to the redness of the lips, your lips, it will feel very embarrassed. Such is the beauty of your lips. So he is saying, and very beautiful here, her lips are, we can see her teeth. Why can we see her teeth?
क्योंकि वो हंसती है, मुस्कुराती है तो.
The lips are parted. Now, why are the lips parted? The lips can be parted only when either you are smiling or you are angry, you are speaking. She is all the time communicating with us. Lips are parted means teeth are seen. See, I'm talking to you, my lips are seen. You three are not talking, your teeth are not seen. Very simple. Now, Priya has started smiling, her lips are visible. Right? Her teeth are visible. The moment we start communicating with our in some way or the other, the lips will part. So what Acharya is saying is, are we open enough to be able to receive that communication that is flowing from her all the time? Her lips, dantachada, very clearly they are all the time parted. What I like here, what I feel here, it's my personal feeling. I mean, there are so many stories about how Soundarya Lahari was created and how it was not created and how it was stolen or how it was retrieved back by Nandi. All those stories are there. But irrespective of that, whoever has written this is writing in the presence. That much at least is true. Without that intense ability to see that presence in the close. See, that is why we use the word rishi. Rishi means he who sees, right? Drishya. Drishya se rishi aata hai. So therefore, he who sees. That is why we say mantra drashta. Mantra drashta. How do you see? You actually, it's not seeing, it's about a vision. And that vision of that presence of her in your life, in everything that you do, that is what is reflected here. That's such beautiful, minute descriptions. And then obviously there is poetry. There is poetry. The red creeper, it does not have any fruits of itself. So we will not even talk about the red creeper. So let us talk about the bimba fruit. And then he says, the bimba fruit, the bimba fruit actually gets its redness from your lips, mother. We are all comparing people's lips with the bimba fruit. Very good. That is possible. But the bimba fruit itself is getting the redness from you. So that is the beautiful here. Now, how do we get to this state? How do we get to this point where her vision becomes all the time available to us? Very clearly, in chapter 13 of the Bhagavad Gita, he talks about Devi Asuri Sampad. Devi Asuri Sampad. Right? That chapter 13 onwards, it is talking about how, right? The what and all that has been covered. The what, why has been covered. Now the question is how. So when he starts with very clearly describing and saying the first word, Abhayam. Abhayam. What is Abhayam?
Without fear.
Fearless.
Fearlessness, without fear. When does fear arise?
Unknown.
जब हमें किसी चीज को खोने का डर होता है ना, तो
नहीं,
हमें भय लगता है।
नहीं, नहीं, नहीं. Okay, all of that is true. All of that is true.
Lack
Go
of
deeper.
clarity.
Go deeper. Go deeper. Go deeper.
When your vision is occluded, when you can't see.
Okay.
मन में कोई इच्छा है,
Ignorance, actually, which
It
causes.
is like a
No.
it is like a veil we put on ourselves.
When there are two. When there is only
Body
one.
and the mind.
When
Yeah,
there is only one,
one.
how can there be fear? He
See.
starts by saying the Asuri Sampad, the Daivi Sampad starts with number one, Abhayam. Seeing yourself as one with this universe, you lose the fear. Now, how do we practice that? My standard answer has always been first train your mind. Do japa, japa, japa. There is no other answer. Because our mind is like a monkey. 84 lakh yonis, it has jumped around saying aham mama, aham mama, aham mama, aham mama. So purifying the mind. Because the mind is creating the layers, the avaranas to the eternally shining self, which is nothing but a reflection of the divine, right? When we say the mantra, Ishavasya Upanishad ka invocation mantra, Purnamadah, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate. Now, Purnamadah, Purnamidam, what is the meaning of that?
जो है वो भी पूर्ण है, जो चला गया वो भी पूर्ण है, जो
No, no, no,
शेष है
no.
वो भी पूर्ण है।
Ada means udar, that. Ida means this, idam, this, right? So what he is saying, he is saying very clearly here, the Rishi Mantradrishta is saying that unmanifest is whole. This manifest is also a manifestation of that whole only. So this is also whole. That is why he then completes by saying, Purnata Purnamudachyate, from when you take the whole from the whole. Purnasya Purnameva, Purnam is Purnasya
पूर्णस्य
Purnamadaya,
पूर्णमादाय
Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vashishyate. The whole
Vashishyate.
remains whole. Correct? So that wholeness is creating abhayam. How do we get to that point? Yes, please.
So when we say that and this, there is duality in it, right?
Correct. That duality
So-
is a false duality, is what he's starting with. He's saying you are thinking that it is dual. That is also whole. This is also whole. You have created that layer. Now, where is that layer? Why is that layer? The layer is coming from our mind, my antakarana, my mind, ego, intellect has created that. See, in the Kathopanishad, there is a beautiful analogy. Nachiketas very clearly has asked very important questions. And in that, he gives a Yamadharmaraj gives a very beautiful analogy. He says that the road, the horses are our indriyas. The horses of a chariot are the indriyas. Correct? Senses. The road on which the horses run, they are the sense objects. The reins, they are the mind, which controls the indriyas. The charioteer is the intellect. None of this is you. The chariot is the body. None of this is you. Who are you? You are the passenger. Now, what can the passenger do? The passenger can direct the intellect, right? Just exactly in any car. We sit down in the car and we tell the driver, right? XYZ, Nariman Point, le jao. And then you can go to sleep. If he's a good driver, he will take you to Nariman Point. But if he's a bad driver, he will go wherever he wants. And you will never reach your destination. So this oneness, bringing together oneness, right? The passenger is always existing. How do you get to that point to be able to see her, have her vision, is to continuously work on purifying. So when you look at this ghora tapasya that used to be done by all these sadhus and so on and so forth, we hear, right? When we look at the rites of all the saints and rishis, we all the time see that they have been doing a lot of tapasya. What is this tapas? Basically, it is to take control over what you have actually lost control over. Today you have no control. I mean, I'm not talking to you individually, I'm talking to myself also, is that we have no control over my likes, my dislikes, and so on and so forth, which is all my sense objects and senses running helter-skelter. When I say, no, 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 it is hot, doesn't matter, I will turn off the AC. Right? Tonight I will not eat. Tomorrow I will sleep on a hard bed. Day after I will wake up before sunrise. When you start putting these practices, what are you doing? You have started taking control. Which is why Ramana Maharshi used to say, somebody went and told him, I have taken control over my mind. And Ramana Maharshi asked him, okay, now switch it off. Poor chap ran away. Yeah. Switch off करने की ability है क्या हमारे में? That is the control. But today, that is controlling us. When that control happens, automatically, her vision will come. It's a guarantee I'm giving you. It's a guarantee. You will live with that vision. So the continuous process is purify. Right? Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa used to talk about the Tambe ka lota used by the Panwala. So what does the Panwala do? Early in the morning, if you go, you will find him taking ashes and pitambari powder and what else, and he will be rubbing till it shines like gold. And he used to say, see, every day he has to shine it, polish it, and it shines like gold. And then at some point, the Paraspatha touches it, and it becomes gold. But if there are so many layers of dirt on it, even if the Paraspatha touches, it will touch the dirt, it will not touch the metal. Right? Any questions? Otherwise, we'll go to the next shloka. Right. Next shloka is 63. This is another beautiful shloka. Mitajyo. Yeah.
Sorry, Guru. For the 62nd shloka, is there any reference from the Lalita Sahasranam?
Yes. Lalita Sahasranama Bimboshta. There is a name, no? Bimboshta somewhere?
Bimboshti.
So Oshta means what? Lips. Bimba means what? The Bimba, fruit. So here in Lalita Sahasranama, Bimba Oshta. So her lips are compared to the Bimba fruit. Right? And now Acharya, very good. Thank you for raising this question. Very beautiful. And now Acharya has taken that Lalita Sahasranama statement made by Lalita herself and reversed it and said, Bimboshta is a wrong name. Bimba should be called Lalita Oshta. The redness of Lalita's lips are in Bimba fruit, not the reverse. So let me just check my text for the specific name.
In the Lalita Pancharatnam Pratasmarami, the Bimboshti also comes in that one. Tantapam, Panti Ruchiram, something like that.
Okay, I'll find it somewhere. I'll send it on the group. So anyway, but good question. Nice question. Okay, next shloka. We are on 63. Smita Jyotsna Jalam Tava Vadana Chandrasya Pibadam. Smita Jyotsna Jalam Tava Vadana Chandrasya Pibadam. Chakorana Masida Tirasataya Chanchu Jadima. Chakorana Masida Tirasataya Chanchu Jadima. Smita Jyotsna Jalam Tava Vadana Chandrasya Pibadam. Chakoranamasida tirasataya chanchu jadima ataste sheetam shoramritalahari mamla ruchayaha Ataste Shitam Shoramritalahari Mamla Ruchayah Pibanti Swachandam Nishi Nishi Brisham Kanchikadhiya Pibanti Swachandam Nishi Nishi Brisham Kanchikadhiya Ataste Shitam Shoramritalahari Mamla Ruchayah Pibanti Swachandam Nishi Nishi Brisham Kanchikadhiya स्मितज्योत्स्नाजालं तव वदनचन्द्रस्य पिबदां चकोराणामासीदतिरसतया चञ्चुजडिमा अतस्ते शीतां शोरमृतलहरीमाम्लरुचयः पिबन्ति स्वच्छन्दं निशि निशिभृशं काञ्चिकधिया स्मितज्योत्स्ना जालम्. Smita means splendor, or sorry, is moonlit, moonlight. Smita, Jyotsna, like moonlight. Jalam, the smile appearing like a moonlit night. Tava Vadana Chandrasya. From where is that smile coming? From the Vadana face, which is like the moon, right? There are many comparisons in all these shlokas wherever we have seen that her face is like the moon and so on and so forth, right? Then he's saying, Acharya is saying, Pibadam, drinking, Chakoranam, Chakora. It's a very, it's a legendary bird. People now say possibly it is the partridge, called the Greek partridge, which does not appear to be eating anything. So they say the Chakora, it is always looking up. It is always searching for the moon, and it eats and drinks only moonlight. Now, obviously, biologically, that is not true, but it's a very beautiful symbol of trying to attain something that is way beyond you, having a goal which is very large, right? It can be taken positively, it can be taken negatively, that is okay. You can interpret it in whichever way you want. But Chakora is a beautiful analogy that the Chakora is all the time aiming at that particular, at the moon. So, Chakora, which survives basically only by drinking or eating moonlight, Asita have done Atirasattaya, having eaten so much that they cannot eat anymore. Chanchu Jadima. Chanchu means tongue. The tongue is called Chanchu, right? And Jadima, Jada means what? It has become used to, it has become tasteless. So the tongue has become tasteless, right? So the tongue has become tasteless. Chanchu Jadima, Atatte, therefore, Shitamsho Amrita Laharim. So therefore, they are taking the Lahari of the Amrita from the moon. Shitamsha is the moon. Shitamsha Amrita Laharim, waves of nectar from the moon. Amla Ruchayaha, tasting very sour. Pibanti, drinking. Swachandam, of their own. Nishi Nishi, every night. Brisham, without hesitation. Kanchika Dhiya. Kanchika is it's a type of millet. In Tamil, it is called kamba. जवार को कांची का बोलते हैं. कांची का धिया का मतलब होता है उसका जो एक घोल बनाते हैं ना, उसको उबाल के यदि कोई घोल बनाएंगे तो उसको कांची का धिया, राइट? What is it called? It's a kanji. In Tamil we call it kanji, na? So kamba kanji, कांची का kamba kanji. तो ज्वार का एक घोल बनाते हैं, उसको उबाल के उसके अंदर में थोड़ा सा इमली डाल देंगे तो वो खट्टा हो जाएगा, करेक्ट? अब ये एक्चुअली टेस्ट में अच्छा है, मगर देवी के मूनलाइट को पीने के बाद what is happening to the chakora? This is tasting tasteless, and he's thinking every day I am eating this stuff, this moonlight, Amrita Lahari, but it is tasteless. It is like a sour gruel. It is like a sour thing. It is a useless thing. It is sour, right? I mean, in general, we compare that, saying if something is good, we say it is sweet. If it is bad, we say it is sour, right? So, similarly here, he is saying these chakora birds, they are able to generate their own food from the moonlight, and they are able to survive. And these birds, they cannot eat anything else. If they eat anything else, apparently their bodies used to turn red, and they will vomit it out. So they had a glimpse of Parashakti's face, and they had their fill of that. And now, everyday life, they are drinking out of their own will the normal moonlight, but they don't find it tasty. What is the Acharya saying here? Any idea what is he saying? It's a very powerful statement here.
Shivoham, Shivoham.
Okay. See,
So if you get to taste, suppose you get to taste that nectar, if you are in that much dhyan and you are able to at least have that glimpse, nothing else looks good to you.
correct. See, what happens is, if you have tasted that once now, the rest of this world, which I was thinking earlier to be Amrita, has become like sour gruel, kanchikatiya. It has become khatta. It has become tasteless. Once I have tasted that, the rest of the world becomes tasteless for me. And I can't eat anything of this world anymore. All you need to do is taste it once. So Acharya is saying here that just prepare yourself for that one taste, one glimpse, one sanidhyam, one sakshatkar, one samipya, and that is enough. The rest of it will happen, because then the rest of the world becomes useless. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa talks about Vairagya, and he says that you are thinking of carnal pleasure of the body, carnal meaning of the body. You're thinking of carnal pleasure. Do you think that a child, that parents of a child who has just died will be ever thinking of sex? He makes a very, very strong example. Now, therefore, the bodily needs or demands that you are thinking are so important are all dependent upon your mental state. He further goes on, says that what is the difference between your sister, your mother, and your wife? Physically, they are all the same. It is your mind that has created these differences. And therefore, you feel sexual attraction towards your wife, whereas you feel reverence towards your mother, and you feel affection towards your sister. It's your mind. So that control over the mind, if we can get, and automatically you realize, see, the path of vichara, the path of knowledge, and the path of devotion, and the path of yoga, all converge in Sri Vidya. All three are required. What is yoga? Yoga is basically saying, I will control my mind. What is vichara? Vichara is saying, everything is unreal excepting Brahman. Right? Everything is unreal excepting Brahman. So therefore, continuously doing vichara that this body is not me, this mind is not me, etc., is vichara. But Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa and Sri Vidya Upasakas, what they do is, they bring in the concept of devotion to bridge these two. Because the danger here is, I try to control my mind, it is not very easy to control. And it will keep falling back. I try to do vichara, and I come to the understanding that this world is not real, but it is not an experience. I find it very difficult to live in this world. Both problems will get created for the sadhak. How do you bridge it? Bridge it with devotion. Bridge it with devotion. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa, who was also a Shakti Upasaka, as well as Sri Vidya Upasana, the methods of Sri Vidya Upasana, there are multiple methods in Sri Vidya Upasana. Very clearly, also give the same path. Saying, bring in the devotion and use the devotion itself as a tool of controlling both your mind and doing vichara. तो भक्ति को ही माध्यम बना देना. भक्ति भी मगर is not very easy to get. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was once standing in front of Jagannath temple. There is a They have created a flow of water over there. You have to step through the water and go into the temple, right? Uh, Later on, that has been replicated in Tirupati and all other places. So your feet get washed as you enter the temple. Jagannath Puri में पहले से था ये. Actually, it's a natural stream, but they have re-diverted that. Now it is no longer natural. I think they have made it into an artificial one. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was standing in that stream of water. He had we had a devotee who was from the untouchable caste. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, obviously being a Vaishnavite thinking, he had no concept of caste. So this untouchable, he was downstream to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was drinking that water again and again. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm drinking Charanamrita. You are giving me Charanamrita. You are standing in that water and your feet are being washed. I can't get anything better than this." Mahaprabhu got very pleased and he said, "Ask whatever you want and I will give it to you." And Mahaprabhu was, and the Haridas, his devotee, says, "Give me bhakti. Give me bhakti." And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled and said, you want me to give you the chains for you to tie me. Take it. भक्ति वो है जिससे वो भी बंध जाता है. Right? Another very beautiful example in a version of the Mahabharata, which is, I think, the Assamese version, or it's the Assamese version. This is a story. Krishna comes back from Hastinapur and he sat in the camp, in the Upaplavya camp, and he was laughing. So Yudhishthir asked him, "What happened, Krishna? Keshava, what happened? Why are you laughing? What happened?" So Krishna says, those people tried to tie me. They brought chains to tie me. And he was laughing all the more. He who is Vishwam, they are trying to tie him with some ropes. And he was laughing about it. So Sahadev was sitting next to him and said, "But that is the easiest thing to do." Krishna said, "Why? You are saying it is easy. Okay, try." And Sahadev took his index finger and put it on the thigh of Krishna and said, "Now move." And Krishna could not move. Because Sahadev was a bhakta. Sahadev had this immense bhakti which tied Krishna with one finger. Ab hil ke dikhao. Bhakti can make us. Bhakti does not mean that you are going to limit that limitlessness. Bhakti means that you become one with that limitlessness. That tremendous power of bhakti can only arise with a lot of grace. And therefore, instead of praying for your vision, please give me your vision, please give me your grace, pray that at least let bhakti arise in me. Achanchala, drida, nishkapata bhakti. Achanchala, bhakti that is not jumping around. Right? I have no problems if you are worshipping Ganesha, next day you worship Durga, then you worship Hanuman, no problem. As long as you understand that behind all these three forms, there is that eternal form or eternal Ishvara, whatever form that you want to call it. And in that, and behind that, there is this Brahman, the formless. And these are all manifestations. There is a story, a person, he was drowning, his boat capsized. So he started calling, "Ganesha, Ganesha, Ganesha." Then he called 3 times. Ganesha did not come. In the meanwhile, then he started shouting, Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. Shiva did not come. In the meanwhile, he started shouting, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Lastly, he then shouted, Hanuman, 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 and he managed to shout 4 times. When he shouted the 4th time, Hanuman came and he rescued him. So then this person said, Acha, so I should now only pray to Hanuman, because Hanuman said, wait. First you called Ganesha, I put on the dress of Ganesha. But before I could leave, you started saying Shiva, Shiva. So then I had to tie my hair into a jata. And before I could start out, you started saying Vishnu, Vishnu, Vishnu. Again, I had to go back, change my dress. 4 times at least you called Hanuman. So the 4th time, then I could change my dress and come. It's such a nice story, isn't it? So when we realize the truth and we are praying, no problem. But most people, they have a transactional behavior with the deity. And that is Chanchala Bhakti. Chanchala Bhakti. Second is Drida Bhakti. Drida Bhakti is bhakti at the time when things are going nice. Please, I will pray to you. Or when things are going bad, I will pray to you. When things have gone good, you do the reverse. Situations change, your devotion changes. That is not Drida. And Nishkapata. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa used to say, I feel scared with those people who come to me with all the alankar of the tika and the tulsi in the ear and kanti and wearing so much of gopi chandan all over their body. When I see them, I bow down to them and I run away. The bhakta does not need to display his bhakti. It is his inside. Outside, he will be in the normal world. He will do whatever he is doing. In the Bhagavad Gita, he says, Ashnan, Swapan, Swashan, etc., etc. All of that. So that, whenever we do a prayer, just pray, please give me that bhakti. Achanchala, Trida, Nishkapata. When we can get that, rest of it will become automatically easy. Chali, next, last shloka for the day, Yoga Meenakshi. It's an easy shloka. किरीटाङ्गोद्भासि माङ्गल्यसूत्राम् किरीटाङ्गोद्भासि माङ्गल्यसूत्राम् स्फुरन्मेखलाहरताटङ्गभूषाम् स्फुरन्मेखलाहारताटङ्गभूषाम् किरीटाङ्गोद्भासि माङ्गल्यसूत्राम् स्फुरन्मेखलाहारताटङ्गभूषाम् परामन्त्रकां पाण्ड्यसिंहासनस्थां परन्धामरूपां भजे पाण्ड्यबालां परन्धामरूपां भजे पाण्ड्यबालां परामन्त्रकां पाण्ड्यसिंहासनस्थां परन्धामरूपां भजे पाण्ड्यबालां किरीटाङ्गोद्भासि माङ्गल्यसूत्राम् स्फुरन्मेखलाहारताटङ्गभूषाम् परामन्त्रकां पाण्ड्यसिंहासनस्थां परन्धामरूपां भजे पाण्ड्यबालाम्. Kiritangodha, great crown. Bhasi Mangalya Sutram. Bhasi, we have seen the word earlier. Bhasi means shining. Mangalya Sutram, she is wearing a Mangal Sutra. Spuran Mekhala, Spuran means shining. Mekhala, waistband. Har, necklace. Tatanga, earrings. Bhusham, decorated with. She is adorned with. Paramantrakam. She is the inner meaning of all the divine chants. She is the inner meaning of all the divine chants. So all the divine chants. So there is a Rigvediya Devi Suktam. Aham Rudre Bhivasu Vichara. It starts. This is normally recited as a part of the Chandi, whenever the Chandi recitals happen. Aham Rudre Bhivasu Vichara. You should read that. I will see if I can find a link and will share it with you. In that she declares that I am the Vedas. And I am the meaning of the Vedas also. I am that which the Vedas are trying to reach. All three. I am the destination, I am the means, I am the path. I am the tools. So therefore, paramantrakam. And then another root word is said is parandhama. Parandhama, again, she who is the ultimate abode. Dhama means abode. Paramdhama. She is the Brahman itself. Ajay Pandya Balam. So that is the shloka. Very easy shloka, but very powerful shloka. Every time, any shloka, whenever we look at a particular shloka, we must go deep and try and do manan in that shloka. Then lot of the proximity starts coming. Not that you will get more meanings or anything. That is okay. If you get more meanings, wonderful. If you don't get many meanings, no problem. You will get proximity. सामिप्य होना शुरू करता है. That samipya happens when that mantra, when that chant, when that shloka, you adopt it as your own. So even normal Vakratunda Mahakaya, the moment you say that, you see his form should appear in front of you. Then you have made that your own. That is the manan that you should do. Right? Chaliye. Let us close for the day. Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.